Yo, what's up guys, it's Mervin from BlackTech Malaysia. Today I'm reviewing the 21mm f1.4 Voigtlander. Come, let's join me. So yeah, this lens has been out for a couple of months now and I have the privilege to go and try this lens out for a couple of weeks. So, courtesy of our friend at PCP, Photo Consumer Products obviously, and thanks to them that I have this lens for a loaner for a couple of weeks so I can try this lens out. Now, this is one of their special services they kind of provide. You can try the lens out before you even buy it. You can have a set appointment up and then just sit down in a cafe somewhere in KL and then just try this lens out. So the first thing I want to talk about this lens is the focal length. This is 21mm. It's a bit different from the usual 24mm that a lot of people are used to. So it's a bit wider than usual. Just to be fair about this lens, this is an expensive lens. It has a little bit of distortion to it, but it makes up for it with the f1.4 aperture. So as you can see today, we are at Batu Cave. Now this is a really good place suitable for this lens, 21mm, because this is an all-around travel lens, a landscaping lens. So this is a really good place to emphasize on the field of view basically of this lens. Now let's talk about the most important part about this lens, the f1.4 aperture. Now obviously with f1.4 you can blur your background out to oblivion. Basically it's really good for a lot of cafe situation where you sit down with your girlfriend or your wife having a chit chat, and this lens will be able to blur your background but still remain in a very comfortable distance from your subject. And aside from that, your shutter speed and ISO is lower than usual, so you're getting a lot of better noise performance out of this lens. With that, obviously some of the astrophotographers will be asking, is this lens good for astrophotography? Yes, it is, because at f1.4 you're capturing a lot of light, and also at 21mm you're capturing a lot of information within one images. Now finally, we're at the top of the Batu Cave. As I said, this is a pretty good lens for a situation like this because you have a lot of dark corners, you just want a lot of data from the shadows and whatnot. So by using the f1.4 apertures, you will be able to gather a lot of those information that is otherwise lost. Now let's take a couple of pictures and see what it's like with the f1.4. And we're inside Batu Cave itself. Just look at this place. It's pretty dark, it's not the brightest place ever, but with the f1.4 it's not a problem anymore. Now with f1.4, the most important thing to talk about is the bokeh. Is it smooth, is it good, whatnot, you know? Obviously, it's pretty good. As you can see from the pictures now, the bokeh is pretty smooth, it's pretty pronounced. And what about the flare control? Now this lens controls flares pretty well. In most situations you won't be able to see a lot of those annoying sunstreak or whatnot. Pretty well controlled. I'm pretty impressed with the coating on this one. It's a bit out of the norm for Voigtlander because Voigtlander tends to have, most of the lenses that I've tested out so far, tends to have really good flares. But this lens is really well controlled, really suitable for a lot of modern cameras these days. Now another thing that I like to highlight here is that this lens is for the Sony E-mount obviously, but it is on the native E-mount. So it has electronic contacts with the camera to transfer metadata between the lens and the camera. So whatever setting that you are in, once you bounce it into Lightroom, you'll be able to see the setting that you use for that pictures. And aside from that, with the lens contact, whenever you focus with your lens, the camera will punch in automatically, allowing you to nail your critical focus. Now this brings me to another topic. This lens has a built-in secret function. Is that by pulling down the front ring and twist it 180 degrees, you'll be able to change it from a click aperture to a declick aperture. Now this is really good if you're a videographer. We are back again. Wow, that was a pretty difficult climb. So I want to sum everything up. Now this is an expensive lens, no doubt, but with the price, it's giving you a f1.4 aperture with a very wide angle look. So with this coupled together, you're getting a very distinct look. You're getting a very wide angle but still a very blur background. If whenever you're filming a subject or shooting a subject basically in a cafe situation or anywhere that's like pretty tied up, you're getting this really ethereal look to this picture. Blur background but still retain a lot of the background information. Coupled with the fact that this lens has electronic context that saves a lot of the data that you are shooting at. So would I recommend people like Landscaper to buy this lens? Yes, I would. This is a very unique lens for your arsenal because with the wide angle and that depth of field, and you're getting a very distinct look for that price. Now if you live in Malaysia, around KL, good news for you is that you can test this lens out at PCP or Photo Consumer Product, or you could just Facebook search for Voigtlander Malaysia or Photo Consumer Product to message them to let them know that you want to try this lens out before you buy it. Now once you hit them out, you'll be able to sit down in a location of your choosing to test this lens out before you actually buy it. And also I want to thank them a lot for loaning me this lens for a tryout. I want to be as unbiased as possible. Now this lens is not without its criticism. The corners is a bit soft at f1.4, but if you keep your subject smack in the center, you should be able to get a lot of sharpness from the center because the center is very sharp. Now let me end this video by thanking Voigtlander Malaysia or PCP for loaning me this lens. For more Voigtlander content, please stay tuned at BlackTech Malaysia, subscribe and give us a like for more video to come. I'll see you again next time. I'm Mervin, signing out.